Hi, it's me. I'm back. And I'm a little bit going through it in my life right now. But that's okay, because part of being who I am is showing up even when it's hard. And so here I am showing up even though my life is difficult right now. So a 30-second catch up. My nonu recently passed away, who was my father figure. And I think that, when your final grandparent passes away, especially one that really was your stand-in father, there's a lot that goes on emotionally, spiritually, physically, everything. And so I've just been preparing to go back to California and be a part of his celebration of life and really just say goodbye to my childhood, I guess, or what was my childhood, and goodbye to all of that. And many of you know that I have a restaurant with my husband here in Columbia, Tennessee, and we basically keep my grandparents' legacy alive through food. And it feels really weird because it feels like, it's really on us now. So as you can tell, I'd be crying. But I'm here to tell you today, I've had a lot of questions about my my breast lift. Sorry, up. Yeah, they went up. My breast lift and my natural breast augmentation, because I'm part of, I like just more of the natural side of things, and it's kind of something that I grew up with and something that is cultural for me, and it's just part of who I am as a person. And so I knew that when I was going to have this surgical makeover, that I wanted to do things in a more natural way. And I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but trust me in this, it ended up working out great for me. And so I just kind of want to share that for you. If you are like I am, and I breastfed my children, one of them, I breastfed them for 3 years. Trauma. Everything about my boobs, it's like I wanted to honor them because those girls have been through it. You know what I mean? And they had done a beautiful job for my children, and, they kept my husband happy or whatever, but they were really causing me pain. So, between my back hurting all the time, and I mean since 4th grade, I came out of surgery with less back pain than going into surgery. The fact that they had fluctuated with weight gain, weight loss. I lost around 120 pounds. And so with all of that, all that craziness, it was wild. So at my biggest, I don't know, how you go different places and they measure you. It was like a G or an I, or those things were big old bazonkas, okay? And then after breastfeeding, they became just empty sacks and nothing. So I'm not even kidding you when I say that it was flat and then a boob down here, okay? And 1, I was self-conscious about it. 2, it was hurting me. 3, I felt, after my tummy tuck, I felt like 2 different people. I felt like one person on the top and then another person on the bottom, and it was just stuck together weird. Like the toy from Toy Story. I say this all the time, but Sid put me together, and it was like a big torso and a small legs. Beep, 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 beep. I don't know. That was my visual. But yeah, so this is why I chose to have a natural breast augmentation. Back in the day, I think like 13 years ago or so, my sister had a breast augmentation done and had implants put in. And she had all these autoimmune disorders afterwards. After going down the rabbit hole of that, which I'm sure if you're watching my video, you've probably looked into that, like toxic shock from breast implants. And I actually had a customer at the restaurant who had it done, and she also ended up having a bad reaction with her implants. I knew that there was no way that I could get an implant. So the con about that is you don't get to control, what your breast is going to look like. And what does that mean? Let's talk about the surgery. So when I went to my surgeon and I was talking about having, an upper body lift, we had discussed the fact that I did not want the implants. So he offered me a natural alternative, which was to use my own tissue and my own fat to create a breast. Because he said, once he really went in there and saw that I had tubular breasts, he realized that this was like really the only option for me. Because he was like, well, we can do a lift, like a reduction and a lift and like a reconstruction. But in the end, my tissue was really not viable because of genetics and just everything they had been through. So what did he do? I had a excess skin from losing weight right here on the sides, like under my armpits and then towards my back. So what Dr. Endara did was he cut and used that tissue and flipped it around and made an implant. And then he went and took fat and put it in. My scars are from my back all the way around. This is not a good camera angle, but if, say this is your boob, it goes under like this, and then I have the anchor where it's around the nipple, down, and like this, under. Is it a lot of scarring? Yes. Already my scars are looking better. They're not as red. I could be a lot better with the scar stuff. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, but I'm freaking busy, okay? So when I remember. But honestly, I would rather have my Franken boob than deal with all of the back pain, the insecurity, all of that. Like, this has completely changed my life. This is a natural alternative to breast implants. And it was really scary going into surgery because you don't control the size of it because it's whatever skin is there, right? And whatever tissue can be used. So I was nervous going into surgery because I felt like, okay, well, what if, they're small, and I've always been a thicker girl. I guess I'm now considered mid-size. I don't know. I feel like it's a spectrum because people say they're mid-size and they're like a 10. And I'm like, a 10 is skinny to me. Like, what? So, I don't know. I'm between a 12 and a 14. But apparently if I go to England, I'm an 18. Who freaking knows, okay? All I know is that I went from a 42 triple D to a 38D, sometimes double D. It really depends on the bra, but like if it's a bra that has no padding or anything like that, it's a D. That was created with my own tissue. Like I said, I think I've said that 4 times. But I don't know how else to explain, like with my excess skin, I guess. But that was created with that. Okay, recovery was difficult. I'm not gonna lie. The reason why the recovery was so hard was because your girl was on Oxy and thought that she was the savior of the world. And I did 11 loads of laundry and opened up my incisions like an idiot 10 days after surgery because I could not stand the laundry mountain with my anxiety. So don't do that. But I feel like the recovery would have went a lot easier if I just did what I was supposed to do and I wasn't an idiot, okay? I used ice packs. Those helped so much. I literally thought that I was going to come out of surgery with no feeling in my nipples, but it's been the opposite. I definitely have feeling. It is, like turkey's done all the time. So sometimes I kind of feel a little bit embarrassed about it, but most of the time I'm like, you know what? I don't think I care. Like, they're just boobs, And I could not be happier. I'm like, Matt and I call them my little Sally titties because of the scars. But I don't care. They look so good and I am in so much less pain. So I really am happy with them, and I'm happy that I went this way. I really do think that it complements my body. They're not too small, they're not too big. I can literally not wear a bra. I cannot wear a bra and live and wear a t-shirt. Who am I? The thing is though, in the recovery as I'm going, I cannot wear a regular bra for a very long time. I think this is going to sound very weird, okay? But this is the first time in my life where I can feel my hip bones and like I can feel my ribs and there's not excess skin or fat there, and my scars rub up against my bones. And so when I wear a bra, it just pushes my incision and it just kind of rubs. When I came out of surgery, my breasts were rock hard, baby. I mean, I was like, oh, okay. Like, it felt weird. It felt like there was a weight on my chest. It has been, when did I have surgery? March 4th. Okay, well, they have dropped. They have settled in. They're nice and soft, and I love them. I love them. When I went into surgery, the doctor measured from my collarbone here down to my nipple, and it was 18 inches. And I know I look like I'm wearing a tablecloth, but that's okay. It was 18 inches, and coming out of surgery, it was 6, and now I'm at 9 inches. So with them dropping and settling, from here to here is 9 inches, and I'm happy. I am so grateful. It feels incredible to just live. I'm so happy and I'm so grateful. And oh my God, it's so hot. It's summer. Speaking of, there's no rashes anymore. I'm not putting shaving cream and cornstarch under there because I'm getting a rash. Like, it's completely different. Like, I don't want to say I'm obsessed, but I'm a little bit obsessed. I think it's beautiful because my husband said to me, he said, I loved your boobs before and I didn't think that you needed surgery. But now that you're out of surgery and I see the confidence that you have and how you are just so comfortable in your own body, he's like, I'm really happy you did it. And he's like, yes, I'm like reaping the benefits because obviously, like, when you're more confident, you're more like intimate with your husband and, you're feeling it, girl. And it has like transformed our intimate life, and it's just been great. It's been great to finally just be pain-free and be happy. It was worth every penny. And I'm very, very grateful that I did it. I really thought that I was gonna get my nipples pierced coming out of surgery, but now they are so freaking sensitive. I feel like my poor, boobs before they got their facelift. those things, man, they had been through it. I felt like one of those dogs that like the breeders overbreed and they're just hanging there with like these distorted, elongated boobs and nipples. I feel like that was me. I was just there overbred. Just the fact that they're so sensitive is wonderful. But like all the other things combined together, so worth it, friends. So worth it. If you are on the fence and you are like, you know, should I do this? Should I not do this? If you've got that mom guilt, I just want to remind you of something, okay? I've spent my life pouring into my children, into my husband, to, you know, my family, into the community, through our restaurant, to my friends as much as I can. Sorry, I'm not like the best friend. And that I'm really hard to get a hold of, but like I try, okay? And it's really, really hard to pour into everybody else's cup when you are an empty pitcher. And this filled my pitcher up, okay? I have been going through this journey since we moved across the country into just like stepping into my calling and healing mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, just all the things. And this was such a huge thing for me to do. And it has given me a part of my life back that I did not know was stolen from me. That sounds very dramatic, okay? But it feels incredible to just not feel like I'm taking up space that other people can use. And I say that in many different ways, okay? Because I always was the fat friend, the funny friend. I'm still freaking funny, but funny's from trauma. I always felt like I was somebody trapped in a fat body. When the reality is that I just had a lot of healing to do. And I had a lot of things that I needed to work through for the real me to come out. And there is nothing wrong with being fat. I'm still fat, okay? I'm still thick. I will probably never be a super thin girl. It's just not there for me, okay? I'm always gonna be curvy. I'm always gonna be thick, whatever. But I finally feel like the me that I am on the inside is coming out on the outside. And it feels good. It feels good to take care of myself. It feels good to go shopping. I thought I would never say that, okay? And here I am. I'm still struggling with body dysmorphia. I'm still struggling with all the things. But there's still so much goodness in all of it too. And I want to remind you, Mateo and I are normal people, okay? We live in a normal house. Well, I don't know how normal our house is, but we live just like normal people. We are not millionaires. I am not like this influencer. Maybe one day I will be a millionaire though. That'd be nice, Lord. We are just normal people, and I'm just a normal girl sharing my life with you, sharing my experiences with you, and just being authentic in it, because I literally have nothing to lose. Like, what are my haters gonna say? Oh, she did something for herself? How selfish. She spent $7,000 on new boobs to live pain-free. You know, what are they gonna say? So, and all of that. This was kind of all over the place, and I'm sorry about that, but welcome to my brain. Welcome to what I'm working through and all the things. Thank you for being with me. Let me know if you have any questions. I feel like I answered all the questions that had been on my other videos of why I chose this, why I decided to not go with a normal breast augmentation, and, you know, if I'm still happy. And I can tell you, I'm ecstatic, and so is my husband. I love you. I'll see you soon. Tanti Bachi.